Hi, and welcome to a new episode of Soul Infused Monday. Every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time and 12 p.m. Eastern time, I'm here on Facebook as a live show to help you get started to your week in a really good and uplifted way to set the tone for the rest of the week. And as if you have followed me for a while, you know that I keep saying that how you set up or how you start your day is how you set the tone for the rest of your day. And that applies also to the week. So even though it might be already afternoon for you, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, I welcome you to a new episode of Soul Infused Monday. And I want to share something with you because I'm not like super cheery up today and like kind of like super excited. And the reason is that I've been sad in the last couple of days, and some of you might know that in my community that I shared that in an email yesterday, actually, that I was sad. And the reason is that I was at a memorial on Saturday because a really dear friend of mine passed away. And I'm not sharing that so that you feel bad for me or sorry or anything. I don't need that energy. I don't want to put in an energy. I'm really fine with being sad. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because it made me realize a few other things as well again. And as human beings here, as living our life, being in existence, to lose someone we love is something that we experience. Maybe you've experienced that already in your life. And if not, it will happen at some point because we are not, eternal and live forever. Our body dies at some point, not our soul, but our body. So at that memorial, I was sitting and we had a beautiful reception. And at some point, as part of what was organized, was a children's dance. And what it was is, at some point the music came on, a beautiful music. Do you know that feeling when you hear a certain song and you just want to cry? So it was similar. So the song went on and I already felt like, oh my God, the tears were coming. And then these young girls came from the back into the room, into the church where we were, and started to dance to that beautiful song, something that was choreographed, yeah, you know what I mean, to honor our friend and to celebrate. And it was so touching that everyone around me was starting to cry and tear up, including myself, like I was sobbing, right? And my point in sharing this with you is I was looking around. I was sitting there, one of my best friends in front of me, crying. I was looking around. And I also noticed that a lot of people were really trying hard not to show that they were crying or that they wanted to cry. And they were really trying hard to kind of hide it and to keep it all together. You know, when you try to keep it all together and you... So I was noticing that a lot of people in the room that were triggered the same way and were crying, were trying to really hide it. And I was wondering, and I was thinking, wow, like even in a place where we understand each other and there is no need to hide and everybody was sad and is sad, still they weren't able to hold the space for themselves and to share that vulnerable space. And that made me sad too. So I wasn't only sad because my friend passed away. I was also sad to see that in our world, we are so conditioned to hide our emotions or to try to keep it together, to keep a certain mask on. And I'm just sharing this with you because, first of all, it's just happening in my life and I'm always very transparent. And I think it's helpful to see that we are not alone with this. And ultimately, really deep inside, we all long for the same thing. You know, we all want to feel seen. We want to be heard. We want to feel connected. We want to feel loved. We want to love. So at at the core of our human needs, we are all the same. We all want the same thing. At the same time, growing up and with society and we are so conditioned to hide what's really inside. And that makes me sad. That's just, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And I also see that when you are able to hold the space for yourself in a very loving and accepting way, you can deal with anything. And then you can also be really present and be able to hold the space for others. And that's so crucial and missing in our world. And not especially, I mean, I know it takes courage and confidence and knowing who you are and able to hold the space for yourself. And at the same time, the technology, I mean, we're all on mobile phones all the time, or on TV, or computers, and I'm on the computer a lot, obviously. I'm on the computer right now, connecting with you. There's a lot of good about it. However, we are also really losing that connecting. And it's not only a connecting with others, it's a connecting with deep within yourself. And my point in sharing this is, what I want to convey is, number one, whatever you feel is okay. And there's no need to hide it. If you are sad, you are sad. And if you lose someone you love, of course you are sad and you grieve and you go through the pain because someone is gone that was there before. So I want to invite you to look into your life, maybe even looking back, like, how do you deal with your own emotions? How do you deal when you feel sad? Can you be very loving and accepting with yourself? Do you try to hide it? Do you judge it? Do you kind of like play it down? After the ceremony, after the memorial, I went to one of my friends and I approached her and I said, "Hi, how are you?" And I looked at her and said, how are you really? Like, how are you? And I looked her in the eyes, and for a moment she didn't say anything. And then I really could feel her tears in her throat, and that she was kind of like really trying to keep it all together. And she said, "Sonia, you know what? It has been tough. This has been the toughest year in my life." And we went also through the hurricane this year, so a lot is going on. It's a really intense time this year, so sometimes we really feel like the structure of our construct is getting shaken off. So she felt that way. But why I'm sharing this with you, so she said, "Sonia, you know what?" And so for a moment she let me see her vulnerability and how she felt truly. And then immediately when she felt like, tears were coming up and she felt shamed, embarrassed, she kind of like dismissed it and said, made fun of it a little bit, made even fun of herself, and that was really painful for me to see. I mean, she was laughing about it and pretending it wasn't a big deal. So I put my hand on her shoulder and I looked at her and I said, "Hey, it's totally okay that you feel this way. It's totally normal. Just honor it. Just take a breath and honor yourself for who you are in this very moment and for what you feel." And then we took a breath together, and she cried a little bit, and then I just let her there. We just held the space together. I held the space for her. And holding space for someone is one of the most healing and most precious things you can do for someone. And you're only able to do that when you're able to do that for yourself. And what does that actually mean, holding space? I want to elaborate on that just for a minute. And let me actually know if you see and hear me. I didn't even check. I just started right away. I had some technical issues. So if you are here seeing and hearing me or watching the recording, put a message, leave a message. Just leave a comment below. You see, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm back. So holding the space really means to listen to someone without judgment, obviously, with openness. You don't even have to understand the person. That there's, sometimes we don't understand each other. We are all so different. But you listen to someone without judgment, and you just breathe with them. You just be there with them, and you honor the space that they're in. So the difficulty or the challenge for a lot of people is if someone shares with you a vulnerable moment, a painful moment. Like for instance, I would say, "Oh my God, I'm so in pain. This hurts so much, and I'm crying." If the other person is not in touch with his or her own pain and is able to honor that for that, they will feel very, very uncomfortable to do that for someone else because it triggers their own unresolved issues. Does that make sense? So what we usually try to do is we try to fix it. We come up with great advice, and we are not able to really hold the space. And in that moment, healing can't occur because it can't flow. So I'm not sorry for it because that's how I feel. And at the same time, I feel I'm not as clear. I don't have the greatest words right now. We all experience sometimes just tough moments and sad moments. These are not even, when I share with you and I tear up right now, I'm not feeling bad. It's just sad. I'm simply feeling sad, and it's okay. I don't want anyone to take this away from me. I don't want anyone to try to fix it or make it go away, because when you lose someone you love, it hurts. And at the same time, because I know that this person is still here in spirit, I'm also celebrating, and I'm so grateful that this person was my friend, and I got to know him, and I got to share some time with him. And so today is maybe not one of those shows that I give particular tips and I share something. It's a little bit, I don't even know what to say. The one thing that I want to say is allow yourself to really be very loving with who you are and what you feel, no matter what it is, what you feel. Maybe you are angry today. You might not be sad. You might not relate to what I'm going through right now. And maybe there was a time that you felt really sad and you didn't feel like you could be there, and yet you could hold the space. And my mind or my inner critic right now is saying, this is the worst Soul Infused Monday show you've done. I just laugh about it. But, it's like, well, it is what it is. It is life. And I'm not going to change it or anything or delete it or anything. Someone will benefit from it today. And I invite you to really do whatever it takes to be able to hold the space within yourself so that we can together hold the space for each other. Because life is really changing. There's so much going on in nature, within us. It's a lot of things are breaking. The new thing is coming. And one of the things is like we get to support each other instead of fighting and judging each other. And stop hiding. Stop hiding. Be who you are. And if you don't know who you are, and if you don't know how to do it, then ask for help. And create an environment that supports you in becoming the best and most beautiful version of yourself. Because really the world needs us. I wish more people would dare to really go deep inside and to clear everything that's holding them back so that we all can be more loving and supporting and joyful in this world. With our sadness, with our anger, with our happiness, with everything in us. So On that note, I think I'm just gonna leave you today with this. I hope it resonated with you or it made you think or inspire. And if you are ready to take it a step further and you have the courage and you are willing to look a little deeper and to really shed off the layers that are holding you back from fully being yourself, lovingly supporting with yourself and others, you also have the opportunity to still take advantage of my Black Friday special that I had on Friday. This expires today. And I would be so, so happy to support you on your journey. So the link is here or here, I don't know exactly. And you are so welcome to join us and create a movement together with like-minded women who are on the journey of shining bright in this world and making a difference. Okay, it has been short. That's all I have to say today. I'm going to take some time for myself as well to keep processing. And I wish you an amazing, fantastic start to the week. And we're going to finish this Soul Infused Monday today with a quick uplift that we can do together. That sound good? Okay. So just sit nice and straight. If you're driving and you're don't close your eyes, but otherwise take a nice deep breath. Take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. Sit nice and vertical in alignment. If you can, even feel your feet on the ground. Imagine that there's a string on top of your head pulling you upwards so that you get into this vertical alignment. And I taught that 3-step process, and not in the previous, I think the other Soul Infused Monday, so you might want to go back and check that out. So take a nice deep breath. We're gonna do a quick version of this one. Take another nice deep breath. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale. And one last time. Deeply. Inhale deeply. And exhale. And if you can, close your eyes if you're doing something that you can't leave them open. But keep focusing on your breathing and use your breath to imagine that you're moving energy up and down your body. With your inhale, you move the energy up to the top of your head. And with your exhale, you bring the energy down to the bottom again. If you're familiar with the chakras, use the energy to breathe up from the base chakra up through the core, up to the crown chakra on top of your head, and then down again. And just do that for a few times in your own pacing. Bringing yourself into vertical alignment. Breathing in and out. Breathing up and down. Wonderful. And with your next inhale, you breathe all the energy up to the top of your head. You open up your crown. Imagine that you have a huge, beautiful flower on top of your head, that it's open up its petals up to the sky, to the sun. And you bring your breath and your awareness up to the top of your head. Imagining open up to the sky, open up to the sun, to a higher frequency of existence. And if you simply do that, it will help you to center, to ground, and to be more uplifted. I'm not going to do the whole sequence, but I just wanted to finish this Soul Infused Monday with a little uplift and grounding. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. And I hope you're coming back next Monday. And invite anyone that you know would benefit from this. And I wish you a fantastic rest of your day. Much love.